take this time and offer an annual conference report. Not long, not very long at all, so no worries about that. But it was annual conference this past week, and it was from Wednesday to Saturday. And so I've just taken some brief notes, some highlights from my experience at annual conference. The first good praise was that I actually made it this year. You did not know last year I was involved in a car accident about 100 yards, 200 yards from St. Luke's. I had almost made it there, and I was involved in a car accident and totaled my car. And so it was a good thing. This year I actually made it. It was wonderful. And so, yes, it was good to be at annual conference. You get to see familiar faces that you hadn't seen in probably a year. And since this past year, we transitioned from we were a part of the Northwest District, and now we're the Eastern Rivers District. I hadn't seen the people that I used to see all the time in Northwest District, and so it was good seeing them. One of the speakers was a lay person. She won the award for writing a manuscript. They have a contest of sorts every year that a lay person can write a manuscript, like a sermon of sorts, and she presented hers, and it was very moving and powerful. She spoke about how she had grown up in the church, been ministered by church people, and then she went away for a while, got on her own thing, and got this feeling one day that she needed to go back. She wanted to go back, and she went to a United Methodist church, and they welcomed her with open arms, and she has tattoos all up and down her arms, and she's not, the one that we normally see or engage with, but the church just welcomed her and into their midst, and she gave it to a really good message on just loving each other. And then I went to the remembrance service. Every annual conference, they have a remembrance service, and it's to remember, to celebrate, to recognize, to honor all of the pastors and all of the pastors' spouses who have passed within the last year. And it's a very beautiful service. And this one lived up to all the ones that I've been to before. Really good music. It's at St. Luke's, and they have pipe organ that, the pipe organ alone with all the pipes and everything is probably like the size of this facility right here. There are pipes everywhere, and it's just a phenomenal experience to sit and just hear the hymns being sung and the pipe organ being played. And a nice message was given about the importance of our history and to remember those people that have gone before us and the significant impact they've had in Methodist history, in our cultural history, the movements, the overcomings that have been made by the people that have gone before us, and to always remember that God's glory exists even in the midst of a death, a loss, because those people represent God's presence and all that they did while they were here alive on earth. And a wonderful, wonderful message. The other highlight is that we actually had a dance party in the middle of annual conference. It was kind of a break in the monotony, the business, and they played over the speakers one of the songs from Michael Jackson, Indiana, native born. They played one of his songs, and a conga line started, and we were just kind of all dancing in the sanctuary. That was fun. Normal business happened. We voted on the budget. We voted on nominations, who will be leaders in the conference, and voted on some resolutions. But it was just a good time, a nice time to gather with each other. That the Indiana Conference is alive and well. We have always work to do in the name of Jesus Christ for transforming, making disciples and transforming the world. And so, yes, just lots of good stuff, and lots of stuff going on, lots of opportunities to get involved with. So I just wanted to offer that report. And if you have any specific questions at all, you feel free to come to me and ask. It is my honor and privilege to get to serve you. So, so I just wanted to bring some news from annual conference. And thank you, Doug. Doug is our lay member to annual conference. And so Doug goes on behalf of all of you, and does his due diligence. And if, Doug, you have anything you'd like to share from this past annual conference, or just any encouragement?
This is the first one I've been to in a while. I used to go to them a lot. But when the conferences merged, it didn't seem as interesting to me. Just so many people there, so big. We did it in places that we weren't used to doing it. And the thing I enjoyed most about it this year, it felt more like it used to feel.
Okay.
Obviously, we've lost a number of churches. It's smaller, but you had a sense that you can get to know people more. And so I really enjoyed that aspect of it.
It is. They make it, especially the worship services. Those, I mean, I can't stress enough the worship services that they put together. It's just, you can't help but feel the Spirit. You cannot help but feel the love, and you can't help but grow closer to one another in those times. So yes.
The other thing I really enjoyed about it was there's so much division, and so much politics and everything. But it's good to see the theme was love and multiplying love. And it was good to hear and see people for whom compassion and love and empathy are considered good things that we should all be doing in a world where I think too many people are not exercising compassion and empathy and love for others, but rather who can we get rid of, who can we exclude, who can we cast aspersions about. So it's good to be in a place where everybody seems to be in a mood of loving everyone.
Absolutely. I would agree with that too, that yes, at annual conference, and this year, I think too, especially that there is division. We know that. It's just part of us. And then within the church itself, there's division. But this year's annual conference, I mean, yes, it was like you could go for 2 or 3 days and you didn't experience the us and them, and they're bad and they need to leave. It was like, no matter who you are, all are welcome to be a part of it. I just remembered one final note, and then I'll be done. Over the past several years, we have moved to more technological things to do, and voting became, you had to have your cell phone and you had to have a login, and we voted like that. And I mean, it was 21st century, like we were in. We ended up going back to old school. Because Wi-Fi wasn't capable to put up with 400, 500, 600 people's own websites and stuff like that. And of course, and so Bishop Malone just said, done. We're done, because people were having too much trouble with that. We got cards, because old school conferences, you voted with cards. You just lifted up your card. Are you in favor? You're not, and so, And voting just went like that once we went back to old school. It was very interesting how the whole like atmosphere changed when we went to good old fashioned old school, hold up your card and vote instead of pushing the button and logging in. So yes. United Methodists still do old fashioned, good old fashioned ways really well. So that's it. So thank you again. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me.